Hey guys, what's going on? Bojo here, and we are back with our custom created YouTubers GM mode with the Toronto Chiefs. So first off, I should start by saying the next 3 episodes of this GM mode series are going to be like this because I'm an idiot and forgot to switch my sound settings from my live stream settings to my microphone settings. So unfortunately, I have to do a voiceover for each of these next couple episodes. So for this one, we get done 7 games. I almost forgot to turn injuries off, so I did that before I did. And I also wanted to mention something else, which I will mention at the end of this video about the overalls and the affected overalls. I actually figured out why the overalls dropped, and we also have to show you guys something in free agency as well before the video ends. But anyways, we're just doing our little staff upgrades here as we begin the beginning game of the season on the road against the Montreal Canadiens, the Chiefs, going up against Montreal. So the first period of this game would start off 1-1. Alex Galchenyuk would get things started for the Montreal Canadiens, but Studs Hockey would score to tie the game back up at 1. Montreal dominating us in shots by a shot total of 14-4, but we are still keeping ourselves in the game. So the first goal of the YouTubers GM mode comes from Studs Hockey, the two-way forward on the first line. So second period now, it's 2-1. Max Pacioretty does get one past Bacon for a 2-1 lead, still beating us 24-8 in shots, but that doesn't matter. We get a power play goal from the Clapperton. But Travis Moen would come back and tie the game. Well, would take the lead 3-2 with about 10 minutes to go in the third period. It looks like we're going to lose this game, but Halo Diego gets one on a penalty shot to tie the game up at 3 as we will push it to overtime. It would go to a shootout, but unfortunately, the Montreal Canadiens would win the shootout by a score of 4-3. So Studs Hockey from Johnny Superman and Bacon Country gets a point in that game as well. Clapperton from Deke and Halo Diego would Clappy from Deke and Superman and Halo Diego would also get an unassisted penalty shot. So lose the first game, get a point out of it. That's good. Second game of the year, still on the road, going up against the Philadelphia Flyers. So the first period of this game would be a 0-0 tie, 13-9 on shots. Staying pretty competitive with the Flyers, but we would explode in the second period on Ray Emery. Clapperton would get 2 goals there, 1 regular, 1 on a power play, and Flash Davin would also get a goal past Ray Emery. They would get one back with a goal from Jacob Voracek to make it 3-1. But we're down, losing in shots 18-23. But we do take the 3-1 lead going into the third period. Tactics HD would score a power play goal to make it 4-1 and secure the victory for the Chiefs by a final score of 5-1 after a goal. Actually, no, 4-2. I'm sorry, wrong game. But a 4-2. Mazaris will put one late. 4-2 win for the Chiefs over the Flyers. So Clappy from Tuber and Diego, Clappy from Owen Superman, Flash Davin from It's Your Boy Dobbs, and Tactics from Halo Diego. So Bacon would get the first star. Clappy with 2 points. Davin with 1 point. I think Diego and Johnny both had 2 points as well. So we start off the year 1-0-1 as we go to back home for our first home game against the Ottawa Senators. Corey Conacher would get started, make it 1-0 for the Sens, but Studs Hockey would answer right back again, tie it up 1-1, leading in shots for the first time this entire season. So second period now, 2-1. Mold Gold would get a goal there to make it 2-1 for us. Still losing in shots to the Senators. They would tie it up with a goal there from Bobby Ryan on Bacon Country. As we continue to move along here. Power play for Ottawa. A good penalty kill there. 10 minutes to go. See if we can push it to overtime again. Power play. Another good penalty kill by our team. We do push it to overtime. See if we can maybe get a point out of it. Power play at the end of overtime. But we would win in a shootout from goals from Clappy and It's Your Boy Dobbs. And we would lose in shots again, but we do beat the Ottawa Senators 3-2. Studs from Owe and Deke, Mold from Sykes and Lamb Chops, and the 2 power play goals, the shootout goals from Clappy and Dobbs. So we will move on now to our second home game of the year against the Colorado Avalanche. And yeah, would not be a good game for us. Max Talbot, Ryan O'Reilly, and Alex Tanguay start out the scoring for them. Studs does get one back on Varlamov. This would be a Smelly Kickbutts first game NHL game in net for us. Second period, we do get one back, but Colorado answers back with two. Alex Tanguay and Jan Hayda get two for the Avalanche. Tactics does put one in the net for us in the second period to make it 5-2. It's only down by 3 goals. We could have essentially come back, but Colorado was definitely not going to let this happen. They'll get a 6th goal there from Gabriel Landeskog. Bacon does get put in the net, in the second period, I think. Stastny gets another one. And Jan Hayda gets another one just for good measure. An 8-2 blowout by the Colorado Avalanche. 30-something to 18 on shots. Studs from Owe and Tactics, and then Tactics from Dobbs and Owe. So Tactics does get 2 points that game as well as Owe. And we go on the road now to face the Nashville Predators. So the first period of this game would be a 3-1, starting it out pretty good. Mike Fisher does get a power play goal to start the game off, but Haley Diego answers back with a power play. It's your boy Dobbs on the power play, and Savvy would get his first NHL goal for the team as well. So a 3-1 lead after the first period. It's Devin Dubnyk in net, so it shouldn't be that difficult for us to score goals on this guy. 8-11 on shots. So we do lose in shots once again, but we do have the very first period. Second period, nothing would happen in the second. We do climb back closer in shots, 21-24. See if we can continue to put some points on the board here. We would get a 4th goal. Tactics HD does get another one there. 4th goal, power play there at the end of the game, and Mold Gold, there we go, would get a 5th goal for the team. We do beat the Nashville Predators in shots, win this game 5-1 over Nashville. Halo Diego from Flash Davin and Tactics HD, Dobbs from Clapperton, Savvy from Johnny and Diego, Tactics HD from Dobbs and Flash, and Mold Gold from Sykes and Superman. So pretty good all-around night. A lot of people with 2 points everywhere. Bacon had a good game. Dobbs with 2 points. I think Diego had 2 points as well. And we come back home again to play the Edmonton Oilers. So we're 3-1-1 to start off the season. It's not bad. So the first period of this game, Deke would get his first NHL goal of the season against Ben Scrivens. Taylor Hall would tie it up at 1. Shots are pretty much even, so an even first period. But then Edmonton started to just climb away. We take a 2-1 lead early in the second as Sykes gets a goal there, but Ben Eager, Taylor Hall, and Ryan Smith do get 3 goals in the second period on Bacon to take a 4-2 lead for the Edmonton Oilers. It's only 2 goals, so we could maybe possibly come back into this game, but Sam Gagner was not going to let that happen. Gets the 5th goal for the Edmonton Oilers, and that would be the final score of this game. 5-2 win for the Oilers over the Chiefs. As we take a look at the stats, Deke from Clappy and Studs, Sykes from Deke and Tuber. So Deke was the only person to get 2 points that game. And we fall to 3-2-1 to face the final game of this episode against the Minnesota Wild. First period, nothing happening there. Minnesota outplays us 14-2 on shots. So second period coming up here, and yeah, it gets kind of blown out. Zach Parise gets 2 in that period. Charlie Coyle and Keith Ballard get 4 goals past Smelly in this game. Studs would get 1 on Nicholas Backstrom, but this game would be another one where we could not really climb back into this game. Minnesota just took full control of this. You'll see here in the third period, we take a bad penalty coming up right there, and Miku Koivu would put in a power play goal. Right after that, Kyle Brodziak would put in a power play goal as well on that same power play. Probably Yui taking his damn penalties out there. Minnesota would light us up for, I think, about 45 shots on net for a 6-1 win. Studs would get the only goal there from Clappy and X-Tech. And that would do it for that first thing. So I wanted to show you guys in the free agency what happened and about the overalls, as you guys can see the stats on the screen. When you create a custom GM and put all the players that you want to create, you have to put them in free agency. Well, they kind of show up in free agency in the GM mode as well. So some of the guys are playing for our team, but they're also available in free agency as well. So some of you guys like Owe, Johnny, Dobbs, I think Diego, Studs, all you guys, some of you guys are actually so good you can play on multiple teams at the same time. So that's why we're called the Chiefs, right? We're that good we can play on multiple teams at the same time. So as you guys can see the stats up on the screen now, I'll just let you guys take a look at that. I want to explain what happened with the overalls now, because I actually think I finally figured out why the overalls were kind of screwed up. So when you create a player for a custom GM mode, if you guys have ever done so, create a custom player for GM mode, you have to throw the player in the free agency so you can take them off of free agency and put them on your team. But the problem with that is it must be some kind of coding that is in the game for NHL 14. When you create a player and throw them into free agency, the game automatically reduces their stats significantly. So that's why a lot of you guys' stats were very, very lowered. I don't think it affected Bacon all that much because his age was fairly higher than everybody else. Everybody else's age was like 18 and 20s. Bacon, I had to throw him up to like 30 something. I think 31 was his age. So I don't think he got affected at all. Smelly got affected, obviously, but yeah, everybody's stats were significantly higher than they originally were. But I think that might be the reason everybody's stats were lowered. Still not entirely sure yet. I'm still going to do some investigating to see if that is the cause of it, but whatever. So that's the second episode of this game. We started off this season for the first 7 games 3-3-1. The Toronto Marlies, as I don't show you guys, are 2-1 to start off the year. They played 3 games and they're 2-1. So we'll continue to run with the Toronto Chiefs in the next episode, guys. If you did enjoy, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe as always. Sorry about this. You're gonna have to hear these like little clip up episodes for episode number 3 and episode 4 as well. But hopefully it's quicker. I'll get these out and we can get back to the good old live commentaries that I'd like to do. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in episode 3.